Hello friends, I am Nilesh Bagrekar and today I am giving an introductory lecture on pre-stressed concrete, introduction to a pre-stressed concrete member. Prior starting the uh, concept behind the pre-stressed concrete, let us see a basic example. I have these three boxes which are three different units, just a simple box. I want that this box should act like a single member, okay, and it should support some live load of what, say, of this stapler. So is it possible? Yes, it is. How? So I will arrange these boxes in a line like this, and I am providing a compressive force from both the ends. Now you can see that these three boxes, which were a three different unit, now can counteract their self weight also. And if I increase this intensity of compressive forces from both ends, then these beam can support live load also. Okay, so it is very simple that the intensity of the live load that can be resisted by this beam will depend on these two compressive forces which I am applying by my hands on both the ends. Correct? This is the basic idea behind the pre-stress. Okay, nothing different than this. So we will see these basic principles and the basic concept and basic idea behind the pre-stressed concrete. Let us move forward. The session overview. This session will cover a background of the pre-stress, then the basic principle of the pre-stressing, advantages of the pre-stressed concrete over the conventional RCC work, then methods of pre-stressing, use of the pre-stressed concrete, and very important, stresses in pre-stressed member. Now, if we come to the history of the pre-stressed concrete, तो ये ऐसा नहीं है कि ये बहुत अभी इजाद हुआ है प्रेस्ट्रेस कंक्रीट और हम अभी यूज कर रहे हैं, बट इट इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय आवर एंसेस्टर फ्रॉम many decades, or you can say that from 1 or 2 centuries behind. And in daily life we are using, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using the principles of the pre-stress. I will show you how. So the idea of a pre-stressing was invented quite earlier, but it was not implemented due to the quality of the material required. For pre-stressed member, the quality of the cement required is of very high quality. It needs a very high grade concrete as well as very high grade steel, and provided that bond between these steel and concrete should be maintained. So it takes few decades to develop such a material, and in later 1920s or 30s, from these the use of the pre-stressed concrete in many structures is being enhanced. So we will talk about the principal developers of these pre-stressed concrete. So of course, none other than the Sir Freyssinet in France have developed the basic principles of the pre-stressing. He have developed the whole theory behind it. He have analyzed the various cross sections which were pre-stressed, post-stressed, and all other things. All theory have been developed by him. Then Sir Magnell in Belgium have developed an anchoring system for post tensioning using the flat wedges. Now, what is this anchoring system in a post tensioning? We will be discuss it in later on in the methods of pre-stressing. Right now, let it be. But this Sir Belgium have developed the pre-stressing system. And another Hoyer in Germany, he have developed a long line pre-tensioning method. You might have seen the sleepers of the railway track. These sleepers are nothing but a pre-tensioned member, and this can be developed using the Hoyer method. Okay, we will see it later on. If I want to give a classic example of the pre-stressing, so this is one Pamban Road Bridge at Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. It was developed in 1948. This was the first pre-stressed which was developed, and today also it stands as a classic example of a pre-stressed girder. The basic principles of the pre-stressing. As I have shown you that we can lift a horizontal hip of a book by squeezing it, by applying a compression from the both end. This was the basic day-to-day life example. If I apply a compression from the both end, I can lift this mini book easily, and if I increase the intensity of this compressive force, then these books which is lifted in my hand can support another load on it. As you can see that these horizontal books are supporting the hip of another books. Why? Because this man have applied a compression to the books. Okay. Again, the concept was used in wooden barrels. As you can see that this is the wooden barrel made up of the wooden staves, and these staves are pre-tensioned using the steel band. As you can see, these steel bands are pre-stressed so that these wooden staves will be under compression, will be subjected to the compressive pre-stress. Okay. So the metal band were tightened under the tensile stress, which creates a compression between the stave, allowing them to resist internal liquid pressure. Again, another classic example is the wheel of the bicycle. If you see, all the spokes in the bicycle are under tension. While if we sit on a bicycle, you must be, or it is a bit obvious that these spokes which are near the ground must be under compression because we are applying a load on these spokes. But the basic principle is that these spokes are highly tensioned. A pre-tension is developed in these spokes so that whatever the compression is coming on this spoke will be cancelled out, and after cancelling it, there will be a somewhat tension remaining in it. This was the idea behind the spoke wheels. So this is another example of a pre-tensioning. Now the principle of the pre-stressing. As I have explained all the basic principles, so the pre-stressing method is a method in which the compression force is applied to a reinforced concrete section. Pre-compressive stresses are applied to the member. Effect of these stresses is what it would develop or tensile stresses in the bottommost fiber below the permissible stresses in that material, so that crack would never develop. This is the basic principle of the pre-stressing. And it is then possible to treat the concrete as an elastic member. Okay, and again concrete can be visualized to have two compressive force. First, internal pre-stressing force which we are applying due to the pre-stress, and second, external force which is due to the self-weight of the member plus live load on it, and these two forces must counteract each other. That is the basic principle behind it. Conventional reinforced concrete beam which is now supporting a typical load. It may be any load, it is a live load. So beyond the moment of resistance of this beam, there will be a sagging of beam and a cracks would develop over here. And this is the basic mechanism or load carrying mechanism of RCC. But here is a different thing, that as you can see, let me take a pen. As you can see, this is the tendon made up of high tensile steel. This tendon is stretched to a high tension, and when we cut these tendons, this will compress a concrete beam to a greater extent. Means this tendon will pull the two ends of the member towards each other. It means that member will be compressed, and as the member will be compressed, you can see a camber in a member. this member is cambered before applying the load. It means that there is a tensile stress at the top layer and compressive stress at the bottom layer prior the service load. But as soon as the service load is applied, you can see in the last figure over here, the camber is disappeared and the compressive stress which was developed in the bottom will be cancelled out due to the tensile stress which would be developed due to the external load, and effectively the load is sustained by the beam. So this is the basic principle or a basic idea of pre-stressing. The applications of pre-stressing, these are the few applications of the pre-stress. Taller chimneys at the power plant are made up of the pre-stressed. Slabs in building, water tanks, concrete piles, thin shell structures, offshore platform, nuclear power plant, and repair and rehabilitations. So this is the application of the pre-stress is wide. We cannot list out in a few words, but these were the important applications. Now the advantages. Talking about the advantages of the pre-stressing over a conventional method of reinforced concrete members is first that if you remember in analysis of RCC structure, analysis of a singly reinforced concrete beam, the portion of a cross section above the neutral axis only was subjected to the compression, as you can see here. Yes, this one is a RC member, this is a neutral axis, you can see, and this green portion above the neutral axis is only resisting what? Compression, is only a active concrete in resisting load in RC member, while the portion below the neutral axis, this whole portion is not imparting any strength or is not participating in resisting the external actions. But this is not the case in pre-stress. As you can see here, this is the PSC, that is the pre-stress concrete member, and below the neutral axis or above the neutral axis, the whole cross section is under compression, as the compression is provided throughout the section, as you can see, like this. So in this beam, at any cross section would be like this, that whole cross section of the beam will be participating in resisting the load. So what is the advantage of it? If whole cross section is resisting the external load, the cross section required will be a thinner, or depth required will be a lesser as that of required in case of a RCC member. Okay. The deflection in a pre-stressed concrete member will be a lesser as compared to a RC member. Increased span. Since whole concrete section is utilized to resist the external loads, the cross section required will be thinner and with a lesser depth as compared to a RC member. It reduces the self-weight and hence the span increases surprisingly. Member having a depth of 1.8 to 2 meter depth only can be supported over a 40 meter of span, 35 meter of span, 40 meter of span can be easily covered with using a pre-stressed member. You can see such girders under a flyovers. Durability, of course, high strength concrete is used in this pre-stressed concrete member, and also all the cross sections along the length of the member are subjected to the compression. There is a very small chances of initiating a crack in that member. So as there is no cracking, the durability increases. And of course, a second advantage of this PCS member is that we can make a water tank water tight. जितना कि स्टील का वाटर टैंक वाटर टाइट या एयर टाइट हो सकता है, उतना ही प्रिस्ट्रेस्ड वाटर टैंक एयर टाइट वाटर टाइट रहेगा. दिस इज अगेन अनदर एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस प्रिस्ट्रेस्ड मेंबर. सो देयर आर मेनी मोर एडवांटेजेस. जो इम्पोर्टेंट थे वो हमने डिस्कस किए एंड बाकी लिस्ट आउट किए हुए हैं. टोटल 20 एडवांटेजेस यहाँ पे लिस्ट आउट किए हुए. यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस स्लाइड्स लेटर ऑन. आई विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग द स्लाइड्स टू यू. So there are 20 advantages list out over here. Now we will see the disadvantages of the pre-stressed concrete member. अगर इतना ही अच्छा है, इतना लोड रेजिस्ट करता है, इतना इसका क्रॉस सेक्शन इफेक्टिव है, तो फिर इसे हर जगह यूज क्यों नहीं किया जाता? तो डिसएडवांटेज ये है कि इनिशियल कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विपमेंट इज वेरी हाई. सो स्मॉल स्केल प्रोजेक्ट लाइक माय हाउस, योर हाउस, वी कैन नॉट यूज अ प्रेस्ट्रेस्ड कंक्रीट मेंबर फॉर सच small projects because its initial cost of equipment is very high. Then another disadvantage required a skilled supervision. जैसे कि नॉर्मली आरसीसी साइट्स पे चलता है, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा यहाँ पे. यहाँ पे सुपरविजन काफी स्किल्ड और एक्सपीरियंस्ड बंदा चाहिए होगा, काम करने वाले भी काफी एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए होंगे. द नेक्स्ट, वेरी लॉन्ग एंड स्लेंडर मेंबर आर डिफिकल्ट टू ट्रांसपोर्ट. ये बात सही है कि हम लॉन्ग और स्लेंडर मेंबर बना सकते हैं, बट इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ट्रांसपोर्ट फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर बिकॉज ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में जरूरी नहीं है कि सपोर्ट एट द एंड ही लगे. और जहां पे जैसे मान लो इफ आई एम कास्टिंग अ girder of a 35 meter span which would be supported on two ends, but at the time of transportation it is not necessary that it will be supported at two ends. It can be supported in middle. So this is very difficult to transport these long members from one place to another. Of course, the material required for these pre-stressing needs of a very high grade, high quality. Required a high tensile steel which is 2.5 to 3.5 times costlier than mild steel. Okay, it requires high strength concrete and steel, more complex technically. Of course, जैसे जैसे आप आगे देखेंगे ये methods of pre-stressing, इसमें क्या क्या लगता है, इसे equipments क्या लगता है, how the tendons are tensioned. So technically it is more complex. So it cannot be applied easily. हार्डर टू रिसाइकल. ऑफ कोर्स एक बार जहां पे जो मेंबर बन गया वो बन गया, उसे वहां से निकाल कर कहीं और रिसाइकल करने में बहुत बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत होती है. एंड रिक्वायर्ड अ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड फॉर्मवर्क. फॉर्मवर्क इसके हमारे स्लैब या बीम जैसे नहीं है. इट रिक्वायर्स अ स्पेसिफिक फॉर्मवर्क. वी विल सी इट लेटर ऑन. Now the materials used in pre-stressed concrete. So as we have discussed, the idea of a pre-stressing is not applied at initial stage when it was invented, only because it takes some time to develop the suitable material to use it. Concrete और steel काफी high strength के यूज होते हैं इसमें, जो जनरली आरसीसी वर्क में जो यूज होते हैं वो यूज नहीं होते. So let us see about the concrete first. Ordinary Portland cement can be used in it, but provided that it should not be less than, it should not having a characteristic strength not less than 50 MPa. The next, high early strength is required to enable a quicker application of the precast units. Of course, a large elastic modulus of a concrete is required to reduce the losses due to elastic shortening. Now what is this losses due to the elastic shortening? I will explain it later on. Of course, the concrete should have a minimum creep. Creep is what? The deformation under a sustained load with respect to time is nothing but a creep, and this deformation of a concrete under a sustained load should be lesser as possible, ताकि लॉसेस जो है प्री-स्ट्रेस के ड्यू टू क्रिप वो कम से कम रहे. सो दीज आर द क्वालिटीज ऑफ द कंक्रीट रिक्वायर्ड एज पर द code, Indian code, that the IS 1343 2012, which is revised in 2012. The flexural strength of concrete is given by 0.7 under root FCK. It is FCR. It is given by FCR, and it is 0.7 of under root FCK, where FCK is the characteristic strength of concrete. This is the table taken from the IS code, and from the table you can conclude that the table not allow the use of a concrete less than 30 MPa. So minimum requirement of a compressive strength of a concrete is 30 MPa. Now the steel. Regarding steel, of course, the steel used for a pre-stressing should have a nominal yield in the range of 1550 MPa to 1800 MPa. A high strength steel is required. The different types of the tendons, wires used are listed here. First is wire, as you can see at the top of the figure, that wires, these are the wires individually drawn of a 7 mm diameter. Collection of these wires are called as the strands. The strands may contain 3 wires. It is made up of maybe of 3 wires or of 7 wires. Generally, 7 wires. So the collection of wire are called as strands, and the collection of these strands, which you can see, this is the strand, this is another strand, these are the strands, and the collection of such strands are called as tendons. Okay, tendons are used only in a post tensioning, not in a pre-tensioning. And bar, in the member of a smaller span, say up to 4 to 6 meter of span. The bars are also used for pre-tensioning, and these bars should not have a diameter less than 20 mm. Of course, these are also of a high strength steel. So as you can see in this picture, this is a wire. The collection of these wires are nothing but strands. You can see here also, these are the strands made up of the 3 wires, and all of these are the strands made up of the 7 wires but of a different diameter. So these are called as the strands. And a collection of these strands, here in this figure you can see, this is the collection of a strand. So collectively this collection of a strand is termed as a tendon, and this is the arrangement of the applying a tension to the members. We will see it later on in detail, but this is used only in post tensioning. This is not used in pre tensioning. What? Tendons. Okay, and these are the bars. Of course, bar, you can you have a better idea of the bar. Just only 2 things: it should be having a high strength, and second, the diameter should not be less than 20 mm. That's it.